I want to thank all of you for being here this evening. Tonight is a very special night. I was invited to another event before Christmas, and I couldn't make it to that event. And it was also to congratulate ADEN for his amazing accomplishments, and at the same time to wish him well with this new year. He's going to be competing in Europe, and I wasn't able to make that event, so I told his father that, you know what, because I can't make that event, and a lot of our young staff at the Fresno Center are also fans of ADEN, you know, the team would like to do a very personal dinner at the Fresno Center tonight for ADEN. So I didn't invite all of our staff. I just invited the ones that were fans of ADEN. To be here with us. And then in addition to that, the Fresno Center is also a proud sponsor of Amy Mua. She competed for Miss Hmong in Sacramento. I believe they didn't do it right in Sacramento, you know. Only us in Fresno, we do it right. And I know it's on social media, so I gotta be careful what I say. But we believe, those of us that are in Fresno, we believe that she should have taken first place. But it's not our event, we weren't the judge up there. But she did compete again in Fresno, and we're so proud and happy that she took first place, and that's why I thought it was very important that we invite her to join us for this amazing evening as well. So Amy, thank you for joining us. And you know, I'm gonna start off with congratulating ADEN for an amazing year. At such a young age, I didn't get to know him until recent. His father actually reached out to me. Not that we don't have enough to do already at the Fresno Center, but he did reach out to me and share a lot about his son. And those of you that know ADEN's dad, he can talk your ear off. And you know, I only had 10 minutes and he talked to me for an hour. And I couldn't stop him too, because he just kept going. And but it was all about ADEN, you know. And as a father myself with 4 sons, when you hear another father talk about their son and how proud they are, and just him talking, sharing details about ADEN and what ADEN's doing, he doesn't have to tell me that he loves his son, because it resonates with me as a father. For my 4 sons, you know, and that's why I just kept listening to him talk about ADEN, and invited them to come and meet with me at the Fresno Center, and that's why the Fresno Center was very proud to be one of many sponsors, but most important, a supporter of ADEN for the work that he's doing, a trailblazer, you know, somebody that's the first to pave the path for a lot of young folks and generations to come. And when I met ADEN, I saw that in him. He was very humble. He was very confident, and he showed a lot of resilience in him at such a young age. And we were proud to sponsor you. And I shared that with our board of directors, and they were excited. And we got his poster, the initial one, but didn't have the Fresno Center on it. So that motivated us, like, how can we get our name on that poster? And the second year he came in with the poster, and a lot of our younger staff was very proud and was very honored to be part of this, and they're also here with us this evening. But overall, we're very proud of you. Not only are you representing your family, your Hmong community, your Fresno community, you're representing something that a lot of young folks want to do across the world. You know, and that's the impact that you have. When we see folks try to accomplish something, when we see young folks wanting to be the first, want to set a good example for generations to come, you know, we need to support them. We need to be proud of them, and we need to acknowledge that as well. You know, and we lack so much of that, especially in our Hmong community. We've been here for 47 years in the United States. And those of us that came here at a young age, many of us worked really hard But what comes with working hard is you gotta have luck too. There's a lot of people that work hard, but without luck, without support, you won't accomplish a lot of things that you set out to do. So for somebody like Aiden, he works hard, he also is very lucky. And what do I mean by lucky? He has a loving family. He has friends that are also supporting him. He has a community. So he's a lucky guy. There's a lot of people out there that have all the skills in the world. They can have all the money in the world, but they don't have luck. They don't have the support of their community. They don't have the blessing of their community. And they're not successful. We meet a lot of intelligent young folks, smart, and we're like, what happened? What happened? So to have somebody who can break the barrier and showcase, what he or she can do, we gotta be proud. So we're very proud of you. Tonight is very informal. You see, I'm not in a suit and tie because it's really very family oriented. At the Fresno Center, that's what we preach. We try to treat people like family. We service our community as if we're servicing our family. And I teach that to our staff every day. If you're servicing somebody, and if you can imagine that individual that you're serving is your mom or your dad or your uncle, your niece and nephew, you gotta imagine that. And when you imagine that, the level of service that you provide to them without knowing is at a different level. And the truth about that is, and I mentioned this to THAO, one of our supervisors, the truth about that is everybody in our community is really our family. We don't realize that. And on top of that, that's the Hmong culture. That's who we are as Hmong people. That's how we treat each other. That's what our parents have always taught us. But some of us have assimilated so much that we sometimes forget our heritage and our culture. And those of you that are closer to my age and a little bit older than me, you remember this. In the 80s, when you go visit people out of town, when you go to Hmong New Year, Hmong people there invite you to sleep at their house. You go eat at their house, total strangers. And when you go there, they always ask, hey, who are you? What is your last name? Who are your parents? What part of Laos do you live in? What village? And 95% of the time they know. And they're so humble. They cook for you. They invite you to sleep at their place. And sometimes nowadays, a lot of our Hmong community is going away from that. And it's disappointing. And some of these are our heritage. These are things we inherit from our parents, our ancestors. These are good things that we need to keep. And I mentioned sharing this with Aiden, besides, as you go forward, as you accomplish these goals of yours, remember who you are. Remember where you came from. Remember your people. And continue to educate the youth. Because when you are given a platform, use it. When you have ears, speak it. And not a lot of us have that opportunity to get a platform, to get an audience. But when we do, make sure you tell the Hmong story. Make sure you're proud of who you are. Because it's when you are proud of who you are is when people will be proud of who you are. Because it doesn't matter where we go, how far we climb. Our elders always said, "Kwacha ya Hmong na." And when you realize that, then what are you going to do? And working at the Fresno Center has helped me to be a voice for our community, to ask these questions to people that can make decisions for us, people that are creating and approving laws and policy to control us, is to be able to ask those questions. And when I was younger, like many of you, I didn't have the confidence, better yet, I didn't have the knowledge to ask these questions. But now we do. So when you are given a platform as a young person, like ADEN, Amy, educate yourself. Just here with us this evening, we have so many important people with us. You know, we have Misty, the highest ranking education or educator in the country, that's Hmong. How amazing is that, guys? And for those of you that don't know Misty, she's had a lot of events. Don't be shy, because you know Misty is very humble and nice. She has a story. Every one of us has a story. And then we have Pong in the background, the Paradise Band. Remember when we were younger? They used to wear baggy clothes and dance at the beach. You know? Pioneers, right? And I remember talking to one of their cousins back then. And he goes, and for those of you that are younger, you don't know this. But back then, a lot of our Hmong singers didn't speak English well. And Paradise was probably the first group that spoke English well, that sang in English. And one of my cousins said, hey, you know that group, they speak English well. It's not broken English. This was happening back in the early 90s. Just learning how to speak English. Fast forward, where we're at right now. We have folks that are Hmong competing at the world stage. That's amazing. That's amazing. We have Hmong USA TV, Nyanza Gina. I was just informed by Gina that the first Hmong radio, the communication through radio, was them. They started that. We never had that. And I think Aiden's dad is the first Hmong commercial pilot to fly jets. Who knew? We have a lot of firsts in here. It's amazing. But for those of us that are a little bit older like me, our job is not over. Our job is to build the next generation of leaders. The generation of makers. Next generation who's going to pave the way. Who's going to set the example. Who's going to take care of us when we get older. Right? We've only been here 47 years. And those of you that were born here, I think the oldest one that were born here, you're in your early 40s. That's it. We're such a young generation. We're such a young group of people that are here in the United States of America, which is the greatest country in the world, because we can be who we want to be, as long as we have the confidence in ourselves. So Aiden, thank you for coming out to the Fresno Center. Thank you for believing us. I know we couldn't do much for you. You have a lot of sponsors and supporters, like the Rice Group that are here with us that have done amazing work to help you and promote you. I know Pong and Misty has always been there to support you. See it on social media. Council Member Wang Munutua, Trustee Brandon Vang. These folks are amazing supporters of you because we believe in you. You know, and I see you have the confidence. And to do anything, to accomplish anything, the best armor you can put on is confidence. And I shared that with our HR director. I said, I wish now I can go back and talk to a lot of my old bosses and tell them how they treat me. Because back then I didn't have the confidence to tell them that how and what they said to me was not right. That's what we try to teach here at the Fresno Center, is to help build your confidence so that you will not be afraid to speak the truth. That you will not be afraid and be ashamed that you're mom. That you will have the confidence to compete with anybody, like ADEN. I saw how fast those bikes were going. I wouldn't have the confidence to get on those bikes, right? But ADEN, we're very proud of you. We wish you lots of luck. We know that you have all the confidence in the world, otherwise you wouldn't be where you are today. Europe is a different animal, but know that you have your community behind you. You have all of us that are looking, listening. We're also praying for you as well, and we ask God to protect you wherever you go, to look over you. We ask God and bên mong bên cho cái cha cô nè bên thôi cho nên cho chị bao công như sự là bảo hộ con to protect you, to make sure that you make the right decisions, to make sure that you say the right things to the right people at the right time. Because when you're over there, we're not here we can't be with you all the time. But we know that you're going to represent us at the highest level, and we wish you the best of luck. So from the Fresno Center, I wanted to say that to you. But after me, I think Pong and Misty, my two good friends, have a few words for you as well. So I'd like to invite the two of them to come up and say a few words to you as well. So Pong and Misty.
Everyone, thank you so much for inviting us, and thank you to ADEN's dad for allowing us to be here. You know, ADEN, you know how we feel about you. I mean, you are like a son to us. We have two sons of our own. We have our 23-year-old who's in Nebraska, and we have a 12-year-old. And when we look at you, we don't look at you as ADEN, THAO, you know, belonging to another family, but we really do look at you as ADEN, our son, who's going to be racing in Spain, who we are worried about, we are very proud of. And, you know, wherever you go in this world, just know that there's an entire community that is behind you, that is rooting for you. And so when you get there, and if you're feeling a little alone, or you're feeling like maybe you don't fit in, or did you make the right decision to do that, or things happen and they don't happen according to how you want things, just know that those feelings, those things are not permanent if you don't make it permanent. All things are only temporary. And so when you have setbacks, don't let those temporary setbacks throw you out of the game. Get yourself together, dust off, you know, whatever's on you, and get right back in the game. Because we truly believe in you. We know you can do this. And how amazing it is. Pal said something earlier, and he said that to have our young people now competing internationally, to have you go and not just play in a little pond, but for you to go now play in this huge ocean now, that's amazing. You know, for us to have a Miss Universe and to have somebody there, I mean, I don't know, I actually got really emotional to say someone's on a world stage proudly wearing our clothes and speaking our language. That in itself says so much. And that's where you're going to be. And kids are going to look at you, people, adults, people like me are going to look at you and are going to go, man, that's our ADEN. You know, that's ours, that's one of us. And not only are you going to just become one of us, but you're going to be like the world. And that's such a great opportunity that you've been given. And so just know that, you know, from Fong and I, we deeply, deeply love you. We will always be here for you. We now have a really good reason to visit Spain and to come out and see you and to come to, to come to Europe. And we're only a phone call or a text or a FaceTime or whatever away. So when you need us, call, and don't be afraid to call upon your community, because the strength of community will be, what you need when you're at your lowest. So don't feel like you're going to do it on your own. And so thank you for blessing us with being a part of our life and allowing us to get to know, you, who is such a fine young man. And, no matter what you do, whether you win, whatever happens over there, you're already a winner to us. And there is nothing you can do that is going to disappoint us.
Well, Misty already said it all. I won't have to say much. She's a much greater speaker than I am. I first want to congratulate Aiden. You are, it means something to be the first. I think that for the mom community, especially the young people in this room, I think as we grow older, and I'm speaking on my behalf here, yes, as I grow older, I learn to appreciate the little things. And the little things for me are an indication of how far the Hmong people have gone in the US, such as when I hear the terms first. And Paul mentioned earlier, about 50 years ago, we have the first Hmong coming to the United States. And now we have the first Hmong motorcycle racer, professional motorcycle racer. We have the first Hmong to compete in Miss Universe, and so forth. So I think this area that we're in for now, and I think that especially all of us here, it's like the golden era for Hmong people. I think that we're in presence of greatness. We're in presence of one day we will be able to say that I lived in an era where I knew the first person to be a motorcycle champion, and so forth, right? So not many people get to do that. You think about the mainstream people, right? They can't say I lived in an era where I met the first person to do that, because it's been done so many times for them. But for us, it is. That's why I say I appreciate those moments, because I live in an era where I could say that. And you are one of those individuals I could say, you know what, kids, when I was alive, I lived where Aden THAO, the first person to race motorcycle in the Hmong community, and nobody has ever done that before. So it brings that sense of pride and to me as a Hmong individual. So it's really important for you younger people to recognize that as well. And all of us, it's important for us to also recognize that with the possibilities, in order for it to be possible, we also have to believe. Paul put me on the spot earlier talking about the band back in the days in the 90s when we first started. And I could tell you that the band would have not left a legacy if there was no one who believed in us. So, there were so many people who believe in us through their own way. Some people who financially believe in us helped us out, just like they're helping you. Some who can't contribute financially, they still believe in you, and they cheer for you. And so those are things that you should never take for granted, Aiden, as you progress in your career. Whether, with every win, there's always going to be some losses. But you remember that because you're the first, you're already a winner. To be the first is very important. To be the first is challenging. To be the first is probably the greatest victory that you'll ever carry. No matter, the trophy and things like that mean something else, but being the first is the greatest victory, especially for our community. So I want to congratulate you. I wish you the very best. And as Misty said, hopefully we'll get to visit you and watch you race in Spain. That's something that I would dream about doing. Definitely come out and see you race. And congratulations to your dad and your mom and dad. I want to commend them, because when I talk to them, I see the sacrifice that they make for you, the kids. And they also inspire me, because they show me that, It's not about us parents, it's about our kids. And we are building the next generation of leaders and champions. So anyway, congratulations and the best to you. I know that you're gonna do great out there, so I'm not worried about that. So just go and believe in yourself, all right?
For those who don't know me, my name is Amy Moore. I'm here from Fresno, California. I just won Miss Hmong USA 2023 here in Fresno. First and foremost, I'd like to thank the Fresno Center and THAO Yang for being one of my biggest sponsors and for believing in me even when I placed third in Sacramento. I still remember everyone who helped me from there. And so taking first here in our hometown here in Fresno meant so much more to me. So just like everyone says, everything happens for a reason. So I'm very glad that I took third in Sacramento because I'm here representing Fresno and the Fresno Center. So it's my pleasure to be here. And Aiden, I'd like to wish you all the luck. I'm so proud of you. I'm also so proud to say Cali Shine is my main sponsor. So I'm here representing Cali Shine as well and Aiden THAO. So Aiden, when you go to Spain, just like Pao said, just remember where you come from and our Hmong roots. I hope to work with you so much more in the future. Good luck out there. I know you're gonna do good. And like Misty, they said you're already a winner, just being the first Hmong motorcyclist. So with that, I'd like to say Happy New Year's to everyone. I'm so proud to be here. I'm so proud of you, Aiden. I wish you the best of luck, and thank you, the Fresno Center, for everything you have done for me. I can't wait to work with you guys so much more, not just this year, but from here on out. Thank you.
Last but not least, I'd like to invite Aiden THAO. Aiden?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank Pao and the Fresno Center for having us here tonight. And thank you guys so much for the amazing gifts. I haven't seen what they are yet, but I'm sure I'll love it. For all the people here tonight, I really want to thank you guys so much for being here and, continuing to support me. Just looking around the room right now, there's a lot of, family, friends, sponsors, people that have supported me from the day one. And what Pao said earlier, even though we are not all family here, we really are. No matter who we are, no matter if we're Hmong or not, if we continue to support one each other, then our community is our family, and I really like that. Once we're done a little bit here, I'll be calling, some people up, especially you, Pao. So sorry to make you guys stand up, but I'll be calling, a few of you guys up. As some of you guys know, we'll be taking off very soon. We'll be heading out in less than a week here. And I'm very excited to announce that we'll be racing internationally overseas. And, that is a big dream of mine. And, it's something that I'm very excited and also very nervous about. And to hear all of you guys say and, to continue to give me the support, regardless of where I am in the world, I'm very thankful to have all of you guys by my side. I know there's a lot of people that are back at home that unfortunately couldn't make it, but I know I have support, no matter where I am in the world. Quick story when we were back in Thailand. There was the time we went to Thailand and I took my first place over there. It was my first ever international race. And man, I tell you, I was very nervous. The whole world was watching me. I felt like I had so much pressure on me. We made a big announcement. We met a lot of people from Thailand that was there at the actual race, supporting me. There was a lot of people back at home giving me all of this support. And when we were in Thailand at a time where I felt like things weren't going the way I wanted to, I stayed up all night in Thailand the day before my race and called back home for my support. And I tell you, Thailand, when it's nighttime over here, it's daytime over there. So I stayed up until 3 in the morning Thailand time, and you guys over here are just barely waking up, going to work. And regardless, even if I had a few hours of sleep that night, I know who to always come back to. I made sure I used my resources. And for you guys to be here and to tell me, that you guys will always be here regardless of where I am, thank you guys so much. Because by you guys telling me that, I will end up using those resources when the time does come. So I want to thank you guys once again. I will make sure I will go there and do my best. We will continue to post everything. We will continue to let the world know what I'm doing, regardless if I'm here in the United States or I'm in Spain. And I will promise you guys one thing. Whenever I am done with my racing out there in Spain, I will continue to come back to do all of these public speeches, a lot of these community service as well, and to show my face around the public eyes. And I enjoy doing it. I've met a lot of great people. If you were to tell me that I would be racing internationally to meet all of these high-level people when I first started racing, I'd just laugh at you. When I first started racing, or first of all, let's go back a little bit more. When I first asked my parents for a motorcycle, I've never thought we would ever come this far. Never in my life. I never had a dream that we would ever be this far into our racing program. And then I met more. The MPX crew that is also here as well, which is one of my biggest supporters. We ran into them. They taught me the basics of how to ride a motorcycle. They were my first coach ever. They've taught me so much. That's why I'm able to stand up here and attend all of these high-level races. And I want to thank them so much as well. But I'm very excited of where things are going. I want to thank each and every one of you guys that are here tonight for all the support. And I want to give a big thank you to all of you guys, and a bigger thank you to my parents as well. You know, I think of all the speeches that I've done in my life, I don't think I've ever gave my parents enough recognition. You know, I've talked about the people who support me. I've talked about the sponsors. And yes, while all of you guys are very important in my racing program, I think my parents do deserve the most recognition of them all. So can you guys give my parents a round of applause? By you guys giving me these kind words, I really do appreciate it. But I have seen my parents sacrifice a lot for me. And I don't know how I will ever repay them, to be honest. You know, they've done so much for me. They've sacrificed so much to me, and I won't get into it too much. But I've seen my parents suffer, and I've seen them sacrifice a lot just for me. And that is the only thing that is giving me this drive to go out there and do my best. To see all of the Hmong community, not just here in Fresno. I've traveled to Thailand. You know, we've met Hmong people in France that I'll be meeting in this upcoming year. I've met a lot of Hmong people throughout the United States. And no matter where I go, if there is Hmong people there, I have a community, I have a fan base, no matter where I go in the world. And that is one thing that I'm very appreciative about. And I'm very happy to meet more Hmong people out in that part of the world, in Europe, in France. I know we've been having a little talk with them. We're planning on having an event over there as well. But to wrap things up, thank you guys so much. Congratulations, Amy. Thank you so much, Powell, for having this event. And we'll be handing out some posters here, and I'll be calling up a few individuals. All right, first things first, I would like to bring up the RISE team up here. I want to share a few words about the RISE. RISE, they have been one of my main title sponsors for these past few years. And I want to thank them very, very much for the things they do. And I will be handing you guys a gift here in a few minutes. RISE, I didn't know who they were before I met them. But as time went on, you know, we built a family out of the whole entire RISE crew. And this is not it. The RISE crew has expanded so much to the point where I don't even know their names anymore. There's people they're coming up to me, and, hey, Aiden, I'm like, hey, you know. But I'm very happy to see Rise grow as well. I'm very happy to see Rise bring me up, that's always supporting me as well. And Rise has taught me a lot, not just about racing. They've taught me a lot of being a public figure. They taught me a lot of being a speaker as well. They taught me how to behave in, you know, the world of the camera. And I want to thank Rise a lot, you know, just for continuing to support me, to teach me a lot of things that I would have never known. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys again. Okay. We'll be handing out the gifts here in just a second once we do all of the recognitions for all of the people. So thank you guys for your time. You guys please have a seat for now. Following and Misty, can you guys please come up here? I want to thank Fong and Misty for their continuous support of not just me, for my whole family as well. My oldest brother, for those who don't know, he is following the footsteps of my father, of being a pilot. And Fong and Misty, they've shown a lot of support to not just me, but to my oldest brother and to my whole family. And to them, I see them as second parents. And I'm very happy to have them here by my side, giving me all the support, giving me all this knowledge as well. They have taught me a lot of things. And they have also helped me out a lot, you know, through the ups and downs of this whole entire program that we have been doing. And I want to thank you guys. There is my poster. Can you show everyone? Hopefully one day that this poster, you know, you guys could bid online. You know, hopefully a bid goes up to 5-10 million. Just ask for, you know, a % of that once the time does come. But thank you guys so much for all the things that you guys have done for me, all of the things that, you know, that you've done to my oldest brother as well and my whole entire family. So hope to get you guys' support in the near future again. And I know you guys will always be there by my side. Drew, come up here. Okay, so I know I've talked a little bit about them in the beginning of the speech, but MPX, these guys right here, these guys is what started it all. Like I mentioned before, if you told me I would be racing in one of the highest levels around the world, I would have just laughed at you when we first started. But these guys are the ones that have motivated me. They were the ones that have taught me. They first taught me how to ride a bike. They first taught me the safety of riding motorcycles, to stay off the street, to leave it at the track only. They're the ones that encouraged me to get my racer's license. They were the one that would encourage me to start racing motorcycles. And then after that, you know, the story goes on and on. But if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here tonight celebrating this amazing night. A little backstory. When I first started riding motorcycles, I was 15 years old. I've just turned 15. 6 months later, we got accepted into professional racing. So does that tell you guys how good these guys are right here? To bring me up to be a professional racer here in the United States in less than a year. These three guys right here were my first coaches. They were the ones who taught me how to ride a motorcycle. They were one to encourage me, to teach me the safety, and to be a good rider. They've taught me so much, and to one day, I hope to teach you guys as well. But I want to thank the MPX crew so much for their support throughout my years, and especially being my first instructors, to be the first ones to teach me. And I hope to have your guys' support in the near future as well. So thank you guys. Mo, I actually need you to come back right here. Next up, can we have the KBIF crew? Can we have Michelle and Chris? Sorry, Mo, that you have to stay up here once again, but you are part of MPX and you're a part of the KBIF crew. I want to give these three individuals a big thank you as well. Michelle, I know your beautiful daughters are all here, so I want to give you guys a little recognition as well. Michelle's daughters, you guys can come up here. You guys want? Come on. I'll tell you guys, Michelle's daughters are probably one of my biggest fans. And if one of you guys say you guys are my biggest fans, I'll tell you guys, you guys are definitely not. These girls right here, they follow me everywhere. You know, every time I see them, they always have a big smile on their face. They're always giving me hugs. They're always giving me gifts. So I really appreciate all of your daughters, Michelle. They are very sweet, and I really appreciate them for always being there as well. And for being such a young age, you know, they know how to tell me good luck. They know how to tell me, oh, we're gonna miss you, you know, for being that young, and you know, to give me all of the support. I really appreciate that. But on to KBIF, I know they've given me a lot of recognition as well. They've also, you know, done a lot, especially Chris and Michelle. They've also put me out there. They've always, you know, they're always posting me. They're always giving me a lot of recognition. And I want to thank them for that so much as well. And I know we'll be gone for a long time, but I know Michelle and I know Chris and I know Mo, they're always going to be there on Facebook. They're always going to be sharing our posts. And I want to thank you guys so much for that. And I want to thank you guys once again, especially the little girls here. That gift, it all goes to the KBIF crew. And thank you guys so much. We have the Carter Law Firm. I want to give the Carter Law Firm a little recognition tonight. The Carter Law Firm, they have always been a big sponsor of mine since the first day we started racing motorcycles. They've always been there to continue to support me, and we have their continuous support going on to 2023 and 2024. And I want to appreciate the Carter Law Firm, and I want to give them a little shout out here tonight. If you guys ever need an attorney, he is an attorney. If you guys ever need him for some reason, he is also my attorney, and he is also my sponsor. So I want to thank you, Dan, and the whole entire team at the Carter Law Firm for you guys' support tonight. And I know the whole entire team of the law firm couldn't be here, but I wanted to gift you this poster to hang it in your guys' office in appreciation of your guys' support. All right, and we saved the best one for last. Can we have Powell, and you can invite your whole team up here. Actually, yes, can we have the whole team up here? Yes. I want to thank the Fresno Center. You know, the Fresno Center, they have been my title sponsor. They have been one of my biggest sponsors these past few years. And I want to give all of the team and the staff here. And believe it or not, this is not everyone. No. This is nowhere near everyone that's on the entire team of the Fresno Center. And when I first met Paul, every time I see Pao, he's always smiling. He's always in a good mood. And man, I wish I could be like that. I met Pao a few years back, and I just recently met Pao at the Hmong New Year, right? I met Pao at the Hmong New Year, and it was one of those days where it was very, very raining, and we were all wet. And the wind and the rain was blowing sideways, and we were all soaking wet. But when I ran into Pao, he still had a smile on his face, and he's still a very happy, enjoyable person. And sometimes I wish I could be just like him. And when I'm the age of 25, like you, Pao, I hope to be smiling just like you. But that's enough of that. I want to thank everyone again, the Fresno Center. I got the opportunity not too long ago with Long and Mongoose to meet the entire staff, to see all of the programs that they hold here, and it's a very, very good thought out program that they have, not just for here in Fresno, but the whole entire Central Valley, am I right? I got to meet all the individual staff here, all of the programs. It's just not Hmong, they don't just take care of Hmong people here. They have tons of other nationalities that they do. They have a lot of people that speak different languages, and they have all of these programs. And Pao, for you to run an amazing business like this, it's incredible. And I know Pao's a busy man for all the things that he does here, and I want to thank Pao once again and the entire staff of the Fresno Center for taking their time to give me this support and all of the contributions and holding an event like this. So can all of you guys that is up here give us a round of applause. But yes, this poster right here, this is for you guys, the Fresno Center. And you guys can hang it wherever you guys want. This is just a thank you and an appreciation gift from me to you guys.
We know where to hang this. We're gonna hang it in here. Because a lot of our clients here are fans of ADEN too, so they'll be able to point to that picture when they come here every day, so thank you.
I actually lied. Fresno Center is not last. I want to give another recognition to someone that is very important. Someone that is at almost every event of mine, but never gets any recognition. He's always like a little ghost in the room. You see him sometimes and you don't, and sometimes he disappears. But I know he's a very busy man, and I know he has something that's going on later tonight. Can we give Long Her a big round of applause? Long, you can come up here, or you don't have to, because I know you are doing the filming for us tonight. I want to give a quick recognition to Long Her. Especially that he is a rapper, and to some, I actually found out not too long ago as well. I didn't know who Long was. I knew who he was, but I didn't know his background. I didn't know his history until I was watching a few of the Paradise music videos, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, he looks very familiar." And I tell you, Long. He is a very great guy, but someday I want to see Long. I want to see you, rock the stage, and one more time, I want to see you be that crazy, outrageous person like in the music videos back in Paradise. I think maybe I'll have a chat with Fong. He could tell me a little of the backstories of your younger side. And but anyways, I want to thank you, Long, so much for always being there. If you guys don't know, Long has a channel, Mongoose, that is also, putting me up there as well, always giving me a lot of recognition, always taking his time to do a lot of the filming and editings for me. If you guys see any videos or edits of me, 90% of the time it's Long Her from Mongoose, and I wanna thank him so much. He goes out to a lot of my races. He does a lot of filmings, not just for me, for a lot of people as well. He takes his time, to give back to a lot of the athletes, a lot of the artists as well. And the incredible amount of time that he does and puts in for me it's crazy and it's outrageous. And I want to thank you, Long, so much. I know you covered me many times. I know you have someone upcoming tonight as well. I know you covered Amy, our pageant winner here. And Long, I want to thank you so much for always being there and always having your support.
You know, when I was his age, I was still shaking in my boots. I wouldn't know what to say. But you know, thank you again, and you know, amazing for the recognition. Very humble. A surprise to all of us to be able to recognize your supporters and people that really believe in you. I also wanted to recognize a group that was very helpful to us, and Aiden mentioned them, the RISE group, you know, and I haven't said this enough to my team, but we had our Thanksgiving this past year, and the sound system at the event place that we had our event wasn't up to par, and our event was going to start in 3 hours. And I put in a text to Tuli and said, hey Tuli, I need your help. We need our system. And within like 30 minutes, the crew, the RISE crew, they were still at the farm. They packed everything. They came to the Golden Palace on Clinton and 99, and within an hour and a half, they set up a whole stage, a sound system, and it was amazing. All of that for free, and to help the Fresno Center. So thank you. You know, and I wanted to thank Aiden's father for connecting RISE and us. I think last time we met with RISE, they gave us an award. I wasn't there to receive the award, but Amy and Sherry Cruz, my public relations director, they received the award. They brought it to me, and my first impression was, what the heck is this? Why is it so small? It's like this tall. And I go, we gotta teach RISE to give a bigger award, you know? But that's being materialistic. But all jokes aside, you guys are amazing. It speaks a volume when you guys are able to help us like that. And those of you that have been to our Thanksgiving, it's a huge event, 600 people. You know, Congressman Costa was there to speak, the mayor was there, our county supervisor. So to have an audience like that and to not have a system was very concerning to me. But to get you guys to come out, and, you know, 10 of them came out and they knew what to do, and they set up everything for us. And you know, no words to express my gratitude to you folks for helping us out. And then Farmers Insurance. If you guys need insurance for your car, you know, Gina is great. I'm saying that because it's not a commercial, but she's my agent, and I would, if you try to email Farmers Insurance, they'll take time to reply. So I text Gina, and she texts right back. So, you know, that is something to speak about the people that are here tonight and how connected all of us are. Okay, I always say this to our team. Everybody is like a link to a chain. And when we stay connected, that chain is longer and stronger. And those of us that are here tonight, we are that link. You know, so there's value to every single one of us. But the minute that one of those link breaks, that chain comes apart. So that's why it's so important that we continue to inspire, to empower, and help each other, cultivate each other. That's our motto at the Fresno Center, as you can see behind me. That was so important. When I joined the Fresno Center in 2017, we had to revisit our mission and our vision, and we have to think about the next generation. That's why there's so many young folks here this evening, because you guys are the true leaders of tomorrow. You guys are the ones that are gonna take care of us when we are not able to be here or stand up here anymore. So with that, thank you to everybody for being here with us this evening to have a nice warm dinner with Aiden and Amy. You know, like Aiden's dad to come up here. Locha, Kalashana. Aiden's mom, I've never met your mom. Aiden's mom, I think you're here. You know, the old saying of behind every successful person, there's always a really special individual. And, you know, Aiden wouldn't be where he's at today without these two individuals. And I almost whispered to Aiden, hey, call your parents up. We want to see who they are. These are Aiden's parents. And before we eat, I'll give the mic to you to say a few words. Because he's the one always communicating with me. But it seems like he never takes the stage. He's always putting Aiden in the front. And as a parent, that's what parents do. That's what we do. I want to give you the stage for a few minutes.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, the Fresno Center. I'm Aiden's dad, and this is Aiden's mom. And since Bay và chồng hông cho chồng tua non là xứ dạy cụ hai lục mong rồi này, rồi họ mua bên thu nè tài lợi nhân đã lợi họ thì bảo lục mong mình chỉ cả. Yeah, what chồng đau đâu Paul. It's amazing how I've been here forever. Cô nhớ nó lo hồ Fresno nó lo. I've been through every New Year. I've been through all of this Hmong councils, all of this stuff. So I know a lot about all of these Hmong organizations. And just like MK, one of my sister there, she and me, we know everything about Hmong council. We know all, and we hear it all. So we were way back then. But I was very amazed. That one day, I just suddenly see all of these things just start changing. Every word I looked at is like Fresno Center, Fresno Center, Fresno Center. I was like, how in the world he does that? And then they invited us to go to his little office, meet with him, the one on by the airport. I was like, this is amazing. I have traveled with Aiden all throughout whole United States now, based on Hmong organizations, which they're major sponsors to Aiden there. In Minnesota, Wisconsin, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, all of those stuff. But I have not seen one that is this big, didn't operate over $20 million every year. And I was just like so amazed. So I kept bugging Paul, like Paul said, we only have 10 minutes, but I took all of his time because I want him to feel how much I appreciate of what he has done to help not just the Hmong community alone, but the mainstreams. And then he has brought so many of these youth people here, and they're all professionals, and mostly all of them are from Fresno State University. And I was so amazed how he could put all of this together. And he mentions Li Pao Hai, it's a chain links. So that's why, like, Amy, one day she texted us on the Facebook and she said, hey, I'm competing here in Sacramento. Will you guys be able to help? So I was looking up, I said, yeah, okay, maybe she needs somebody, which I already knew. Her dad just passed away recently, and she's alone with her mom and her siblings. So I was like, yeah, maybe she does need a mentor. So I stepped in, I said, I'll be your major sponsors to help you through. So we did it, and then, like Paul was joking, it wasn't good enough over there, so she comes back, and then I go, Amy, don't worry. What do you want to do? You want to go to Fresno, compete here in Fresno? And she said, let me see. Let me check the rules to see if I could. I go, you got third place over there, so you can still compete here. And I believe in your dream, so go ahead, do it. I'll support you again. So then Amy said, okay, let's do it. And then we just, like, one night, we just talking, and we said, okay, let's do it. And then the next morning, we got Sarah's and we started doing. That's how I said, hey, look, now Powell is the main person. The Fresno Center here, they're the main person. So I call out Powell, I bug Powell another
an hour. I said, Pao, you got to meet this gorgeous lady here. She needs help. And you guys are the one that's going to pinpoint her to the right direction. So then Pao said, okay, have her come over. And then she did. She went, me, you, Pao, and you guys, Fresno Center, you know, do a good sponsorship contributions to her. And I was very amazed. So any of those other great youngs out there, I would always refer them here. Even my mom, I refer my mom and my mom's sisters and my mom's uncle and them to this adult here as well. So that's why my mom's here every day. And then my oldest son, which he's older than ADEN, he's a pilot. So now he's flying. And I go, well, you gotta go meet Pao too. And then I call Pao, I say, hey, Pao, now you got another one. So then now Pao said, okay, have your son come and meet me. So I have my son go and meet you, Pao. And it's like, Pao go, wow, okay, he's a pilot. So yes, it's of what you guys did. I can't do that all by myself. But I do recognize all of the Hmong community. I have been there so many years with the Hmong community. So I'm kind of wore out now. I prefer being in the background and not being in the front. But I do appreciate a lot of you guys, and especially the RISE team. They're there all the time, days and night. And I'm so thrilled to have Misty and Pong go, you know, to come up and said, hey, you guys, as mom and dad, you guys sacrifice so much. We would like to play a part of it to help your kids so they start. And Misty haven't mentioned about it in her speech, but she's starting an aeronautical program just for the youth of flying. So if my son, Aiden's brother, does very well, he's gonna be hired by the Fresno Unified School District by Misty. So he was like working so hard every day and night, just trying to achieve his dream. So yes, with the Fresno Center, I think you guys are fabulous, and you guys are pulling everybody back together. And seeing such a young generations like nowadays that I looked around and see, they're all professional. It's not like back in my times in the 80s and 90s where like Long and Pong, I grown up with them, Paradise and the Sounders, that's my time with them. So I'm over the hill now, but you know, whatever I could do to help, I will always be there to help. When I first started to fly, I'm the first Hmong commercial pilot here in the United States of America. And back in the 90s, there's nobody that could lead me. I have nobody like Pao to go to. I have nobody to speak to. I'm just like going out there in the blind. But I fought my way through. So now I see a lot of younger generations out there, like my son and them, they wanted to become a pilot like myself. So I eventually first asked Aiden to become a pilot. I took both of him and his brother up on the plane, but we came down, landed the plane. He said, nah. He don't want to be a pilot. So his brother took after me, but he goes on his own way, but I'm very proud. He costs too much. Aiden costs too much. Yeah, he costs too much. I'll make this quick, but a lot of you guys ask me, how much does Aiden cost? Aiden costs $500,000 a year. That's how much he costs. Me and my wife, we have to sacrifice so much. People doesn't know how much we sacrifice. Those MPX guys like Moa, Van Pochua, and Shuayala, they know how much we sacrifice. We took him to the track every weekend, and we haul all of his bike, and early in the morning, 5 a.m., I gotta stack all his bike, everything there, drive 2 hours to the track, take out his bike, and prepare him to train. And after that, gotta cook for him. So after that, we sleep out in the cold at the track. And we sacrifice so much for him. I mean, sacrifice is we eat what we can only at the track. We're there for like 4 days at the track. We just eat kung fu noodles. We just eat couple noodle, whatever that we could get. And we sacrifice that much for him. And all of our house, all of our property that we own, and I tell you guys this is sacrificing. We took out all of our mortgage loan. We sold a couple of our land just for ADEN. And he cost $500,000. Each bike, Moa and Pachu and them knows, those bikes that you race professionally, each bike will cost you $7,000 at the dealer, but it's just not $7,000. You gotta fix up the bike to make it competitive, to make the fastest bike out there, to compete out there. So all those parts, each bike that you bought for $7,000, it end up to $30,000. So he needs 2 bikes. One, at least he crashed one, we could just drag out the other one, and then here he goes. As long as he don't get hurt, he got to race. He got to finish the race. And 2 bikes, that's $60,000. And each weekend that we are there racing, each weekend's additional, it's $15,000. Tires, all of the spare parts, gas, a gallon of their racing gas, it's like $8 per gallon. And he will burn, within that 4 days of racing, he will burn over $2,000 of gas. Plus tires. Those tires, each round, we gotta take it off and give it the brand new tires. And each set of tires, it's $400. So he will use over 6 pair of tires. So that each weekend, that equals $15,000. So we sacrifice everything. But we are proud. We are proud that, as long as he's not on the street, trying to, we love Hoa win, but, just like ADEN was telling me, ADEN go, wow, Gucci ball, what I want, go, I lose home, but I know when she cuss. So it's like, you don't want to do that. So we'd rather have you racing out there besides you go and learning how to cuss Imong. So even though it's okay. You understand, Hong? So we are proud of them, but the biggest is thank you, Pao. More nature don't do your name nature but it's because of you guys. That's what makes ADEN is very strong. And ADEN will be in Spain. He'll be leaving the end of January here. His race doesn't start till mid-May, but he has to be over there to start training and to measure his bikes, because those race bikes, they want his clutch, his gearing, everything to fit his feet, how tall he is, how heavy he is, so they gotta build that bike especially just for the riders. So he has to be over there and start training all of this stuff. So it's the biggest dream that being a father, I sacrificed so much, but I'm proud that he has reached his dream. So since you guys are the sponsors, I'll tell you guys a little bit, which ADEN didn't mention, so you guys will have the clear understanding. ADEN's hot step he raced in Moto America, which is the highest level of racing here in the United States already. So he's been one of the top 10, top 5 riders here. So then they finally accepted him to race in Spain because he did so well in Thailand, and then his time that he runs out here in this track, he has the fastest time out of like Yomiwa in his class. So he got a contract with Yamaha in Spain. So he will be representing Yamaha. So he will do that series. And if he is one of the top 5, then he's gonna get a bigger contract for next year, 2024, to do the World Superbike. And then the World Superbike, it's like the highest level in here. He's racing pre-world right now. But then if he do very well this year, which I know he will, because why? Because there's 72 riders that comes all around the world to test. So they give you 2 days of testings to see who is the fastest and who is the most advanceable riders. So there's 72 of the riders that comes from Germany, Holland, Belgium, Russia, all over. And then they give them 2 days of testing. So ADEN is the youngest one. He's just turning 19, and all the others are 23, 24 years old, which they have a lot of experience. But ADEN be able to be one of the youngest one and one of the fastest one out of the 72 riders. So they only select 27 riders to compete in the Yamaha series here in Spain this coming. So all the others have been eliminated, so 27 of them gonna compete for the world championship title. And then after that, if ADEN do so well next year, there it goes. I mean, now he could take care of me, because there it goes. There's more, and Butchua and Shua, they know, they'll give him $1 million contract, yeah, to be one of their riders. So right now they start paying him, but not that much, but you know, it covers a lot of his expense. So that's his dream, and he has reached his dream. He start getting paid and contracted by international now, and then next year, I'm pretty sure he's gonna do very well and get the $1 million contract to with World Superbike, and then I guarantee they're gonna give him a wild card. A wild card means they're gonna hand in a wild card and say, hey, run MotoGP. MotoGP is where all the fast guys that run 400 miles per hour on the track, they break every bone of their body, those guys, to be where they are. You guys know Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez. There's like the 2 Superman in the world about motorcycle racing, and that earns $40–50 million a year in their contract. So I am pretty sure, being his dad and his capability of what he is doing nowadays, I believe so strong that they will hand him the wild card to be in MotoGP. Maybe not the whole season, but he will get to be in MotoGP. And that's when all of his pictures here will worth $20–30,000. Yep. So thank you all. Thank you so much, Tom. Thank you, Fresno Center.
But that's the pride of a father and the love of parents. So thank you for that. So I think dinner is ready. So ADEN and Amy, you can start us off with dinner. So I invite everybody to eat with us, and that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you.